Seed in the Month is a competition where you try to run a specific seed as fast as possible. This month we have a 3-eye portal with an igloo where you'll get your pearls by curing a villager. There's a ruined portal with 2 gold blocks and 15 emeralds to trade with that villager. So let's get started. First off, there's some buried treasure, and it's got 5 iron and a couple of TNT in it. So you could use those TNT to potentially grab some blocks, or in the end for a Sprink style TNT cycle. Not too far away there's an igloo, and this igloo has a basement, so obviously you want to get down there as quickly as you can because the time to cure a villager is basically set. Here I'm punching through the stone brick, but there might be some time to be saved if you craft a wood pickaxe, or maybe the wood would take longer, I'm not entirely sure. I'm removing this brewing stand just to make sure that none of the other villagers in the village choose it as their workstation, because that could cause us problems later. Right, so now onto the village. So first up is the house that has the 15 emeralds. So these are going to be used later on to trade for pearls. There's also some bread there, and beds of course as well, that you'll need. Now the next house along has some wood, some more bread, so there's plenty of bread and wood so you don't have to chop down any trees. Right, so after you've gotten some beds, you'll probably want to craft a bucket, and that's because there isn't any water near the ruined portal where you'll be entering from. So there's 2 blacksmiths in the village. This one has a diamond and some boots, and the next one has an iron pick, sword, and 3 diamonds, as well as a helmet. Now you probably want to grab water down here, but there may be different routes where you grab water somewhere else. Now, one of the things you're going to need to make sure of is that there are no free unused workstations in the village. So this is why I'm picking up some workstations here, and the number will vary depending on how many children and nitwits you have in the village. So I've grabbed 4. 4 should be enough most of the time, but it can get a little bit random sometimes. Now, a shovel's good for picking up some snowballs, and you can convert those into blocks for quick use later. Now, here's the ruined portal. I'm going to slow this down a little bit so you can see what's going on. So there's 2 obby and 18 iron nuggets, as well as a golden apple and a gold pickaxe. Now, just watch the snow and what I've done here. You need to make a hole at that location, and that's to prevent the water from spilling out everywhere, and adding 2 blocks there. So that's going to protect all the lava. Now, as you can see, when you waterlog that block there, the water sort of goes in one direction, so it's relatively easy to build a portal from here. You can use the 2 obby depending on if you want a jump cycle or whatever else, or you can bucket it in, move the water. So getting into the portal, yeah, it's just use the lava to light it. There's also some flint in the village, so you could make a flint and steel depending on how you want to route it. It's up to you. Now, into the nether. It's warped, so there shouldn't be too many mobs around to harass you. And the spawner is buried, but it's not too far away. Let me just show you where it is. So it's a few blocks in. It's netherrack. Netherrack mines pretty fast. You've also got that gold pick if you want to use that. So I just mine in down to Y68, and it's also quite good for beginners because you can basically make yourself a little tunnel here and then make the blazes come to you. So if you're a beginner, this is a nice easy way to get some blaze rods without too much of an issue. You can also just pelt snowballs at them. Blazes take damage with snowballs. You'll need 5 rods though. Right, so back in the overworld. Now there's this cave right next to the igloo, and you can get into the basement that way, so depending on your route you might have a pickaxe available and you could do it that way. So here you can see this villager is currently a toolsmith. Now that's not his actual profession. When they get cured they get given one. So I've placed the brew stand down and you can see that he hasn't changed. That means another villager must have taken that workstation. So here I put some workstations down and you can see right now the green particles on both, so that's now his workstation. Break that one, and now when I put the brewing stand down, he's a cleric. Right, now to the trading. And don't mind the cut, I forgot the gold blocks. So you take the gold blocks, convert those into gold, and what you want to do is buy 10 trades of this redstone, so 20 redstone in total, then the rest on lappers, and trade all the gold they'll take. And then you can just grab 12 bells, easy as that. So now onto how you get into the Stronghold. So that cave that I entered in through just before, if you keep going down, and I'll give you some night vision in a second so that we can actually see what's going on. Right, so yeah, you just go to the end of the cave, and it's about 5 blocks in, 1 block down, and you'll hit the Stronghold. There might be other ways in. So once you're in, there's a chest with 5 more diamonds, so that's 9 total. And yeah, getting to the portal room is relatively easy. You just have to sort of mine for a wall here. It's pretty straightforward. And it's boxed in, but it's not too deep, so it's not too bad. So the link to submit your runs is in the description of the video, and there will be a playlist as well on my channel page of verified runs.